Great. Oh, did you? No? Okay. So now we're officially recording. So for everyone that's here, I want to say hey, and thank you for joining me for my free cooking class, Mujaddara Monday. So one, you're probably like, what the flip is Mujaddara? How do you say that? I think it's how you say it. My grandma, who speaks Arabic, probably says it differently. In Israel, maybe they say it differently. But I'm just going to say Mujaddara. Or if you prefer to just say rice and lentils is totally cool, because that's essentially what it is. So for those of you also, there's a lot of new people that have signed up for this class. I don't know if anyone is here live just yet. Maybe they're coming soon. But my name's Gabby, creator of Nona Gabby. This is the real creator of Nona Gabby, my mom, on my t-shirt. So in spirit of the birthday week, this is what I'm wearing. Because would not be here without her, and these recipes wouldn't be here without her either, or my grandma, who are both watching. So hey guys. And basically what Nona Gabby is all about is just simple and nutritious recipes that are easy to execute, very adaptable. You can adapt them to most dietary preferences. I'll give you a bunch of tips for substituting along the way, and if you have any questions, like I said, you can unmute yourself and ask away. And we can just get started. Let's get moving. So I have a lot of onions here because I love onions, sorry, and especially caramelized. So what I'm going to do, I have this huge one and then this like baby one that I found in the fridge, and I didn't want it to go bad, so we're going to use both of them. And I have to feed Team Nona, so I have some mouths to feed. So I'm just going to cut the onion in half and then remove this outside layer, even though this one doesn't really have much outside skin, but it was interacting with the elements, so, and it was raining out today. So we'll get that NYC rain off the onion. The one thing about onions that I don't really like is that they make you tear a little. I don't have a trick that's foolproof yet, but when I do, I promise you guys will be the first to know. And so I'm just getting the skin off. Someone new here? Oh, no. Cool. And if you sign on and you're new, you can unmute yourself and say hey to get my attention, but I guess no one here is really new, so I'm talking to them. So I'm just slicing my onion and making them kind of big, because they'll cook down a bunch. If you've ever cooked onions before, you know they cook down quite a bit, but caramelized onions are pretty awesome, and they're pretty rad on top of this lovely dish. So I'm just chopping away, and I'll turn on my burner here. I don't know if you can see it. I'm just going to move the compost out of the way. And I'll move this over slightly. I'll turn this on medium heat. So I have a gas little burner right here that is very hot. So mine will be on much lower heat than yours, because then my onions will burn. So I'm just gonna toss them in. I didn't put the oil in it. Oops, lost some to the floor. Oopsie, don't look, Mom. So I'm just throwing the onions in, and then I'll add about a tablespoon of coconut oil to the pan. And you just want them to be soft and caramelized. And then I'm just going to cut the other onion. You guys probably have one onion to chop, so I have a little bit more work than you do. That's okay. I'm pretty fast. And then once you put the onions in, also be sure to add salt, because this will help sweat the onions out. And cook them down to get them nice and caramelized. So are there any new comments that I need to see, or not really?
Jennifer says happy birthday.
Oh, thanks, Jen. Officially not 28 yet, but that is coming soon on Thursday, and it's very exciting. I kind of can't believe I'm 28. I still feel like I'm 18, and I don't know, Mom, do you still feel like I'm 18? Maybe. I don't think I act 18, but I don't know. You can ask the people that are on here that are responsible for me being on this planet, so they can tell you what they think. Anyway, okay, so I have my onions in, and I didn't add the coconut oil yet, but I will. My pan, since I'm using a cast iron, I keep it so that it already has a little bit of oil coated on it, just because that's how you keep a good cast iron. So I'm putting about a tablespoon of coconut oil, and just gonna let that cook down. So this is going to cook down quite a bit, and then I have some salt, and I use Himalayan pink salt. Very pretty and pink. I love the pink stuff. It's also really good for you because it has all these extra minerals in it. So I use it in everything. And also, it's a little bit less salty than the regular salt that you get, regular table salt. I don't know the exact reason why, but it's like a lighter, salty feeling. It's really nice, actually. And a little less salty than sea salt. Sometimes you want the more salty taste of sea salt, but I just buy the pink one because I like things when they're pink. So while these are going, we're gonna get started and work on our yogurt and the dressing. So I'm gonna do the dressing first. I'm gonna make the dressing first. And the dressing is something that my grandma Molly makes all the time. And what it is, it's basically olive oil, salt, pepper, lemon juice, and cumin, or as she would say, kamoon, because that's how you say it in Arabic, I think. So when I was growing up, I heard people say kamoon, kamoon, kamoon. But then when I went and go talk to my friends and would say, oh, like this has kamoon in it, and they'd be like, what are you talking about? So it's cumin. And so I'm just gonna I have a jar in here. I'm gonna make my dressing out of a jar because it's fun to make dressing in a jar and you can shake it. So there will be more dancing or shaking. So this is gonna take quite a bit of time. So just gonna hold it there till the oil. What did you say? Half a cup of oil, right? That is a lot. So this dressing will keep for like a week. You can obviously cut the recipe if you don't want to make a full serving. So you could do a quarter cup and then just modify from there. I'll just do the whole half because we like dressings in this house. I think it'll be appreciated, right? Yeah, okay, I'm getting the okay. So we'll go for the whole thing. And I think we just bought a new olive oil, so yeah. This is also really great olive oil, Casa Pareja. It's organic Spanish olive oil, one of my faves. For a while, we thought it was not being made anymore, and that was very sad. But then they found it again, and we were very happy. So I'm just almost done pouring. A few more bits. Okay, that's good. Let's put it in olive oil. But this is not for the whole salad. You will dress your own salad. And I'm gonna add the lemon juice. So I'm just gonna add the lemon juice directly in here, and I'm kind of making a sieve with my fingers to catch the seeds. Although this lemon doesn't seem to have very many seeds. So I'm gonna just add the whole lemon because I like things lemony. And squeezing that out. So I'm gonna save this lemon. I actually probably should have zested it first, but we're gonna use some of the lemon zest in our yogurt topping. So I'm gonna save the lemon. I'm not gonna throw it away just yet. We'll probably need only half the lemon for that. So you can just set it aside. Make sure there's no seeds going in there. That's awesome. Squeezing the lemons. Perfect. All right, that's about a whole lemon squeezed. Might need, no, I think that's okay, actually. And then we're gonna add salt and pepper to taste. So just added some salt, some pepper, and then about a tablespoon of cumin, or cumin. And I have that measured already. So you can go ahead and measure that. I'll just throw that in there. And the finale, be sure to keep an eye on your hands. I think you can trim it up just a little bit on these guys. Finally, we're gonna add a minced clove of garlic. So the other day I was at my friend's house and she was trying to open a garlic. I don't know if you guys know this trick. I don't want to assume that anyone knows anything, but my garlic is already crushed, but I can show you the new clove. If you take a clove of garlic, I have one right here, and you have a big knife, like I do. Some people are afraid of big knives, but I think they're better, especially if you get like the nice sharp ones. They're actually safer than the small ones. So what I did was I just took the garlic clove, placed it on the cutting board, put the knife on it this way, and then press my way on top of the knife. And then you hear the smash, and the garlic clove comes right out of the shell. Hey, thanks for getting me out. Awesome. Okay, so we're gonna I'll use this for something eventually. But right now, I'm just gonna grate it into my little dressing container. And these onions are going, and they smell really nice. I'll just use this clove. It was pretty small. Now smell like a garlicky person. Great. And get the last bit in. So that's basically our dressing. So garlic, salt, pepper, cumin. Obviously, if you don't like garlic, you don't have to put garlic in there. You can substitute with garlic powder. I just have fresh garlic, so I use fresh garlic. And then I'm just going to put the lid on and shake it. And then you'll shake it again before you serve it. You can drizzle more lemon on top as you go, but it's basically oil-based dressing with some lemons. Yeah, and this is cooking down really nicely. Let's give it a little stir. And now we'll move on to the yogurt portion, which will be the topping. So I'm going to set the dressing aside. And I have here 100% grass-fed, plain yogurt. You can use goat yogurt. Hey, Adina, are you joining us? Best friend. So Adina's my new little best friend, not so new. 9 months new. But we spent a lovely weekend together at the beach. And she has been my cooking buddy in the past, so I'm not surprised that she's here and wants to be part of the action. She knows that no one mess around. So for the yogurt, any plain yogurt will work. Greek yogurt works. If you have like a coconut-based yogurt or any dairy-free yogurt that you want to use, that works too. And this looks very nice. And we're going to use about a cup. I'm not going to measure because I don't want to dirty a measuring cup. But you guys can measure, or you can eyeball it if you feel comfortable. I asked my grandma the other day, I was like, oh, how do you make this thing? She said, well, I put olive oil, lemon, salt, pepper, and whatever. She listed a bunch of ingredients, and I was like, okay, do you have measurements of anything? No, like straight up no. Like, alrighty, I guess I'll have to just improvise. So I'm gonna fill the bowl mostly because I have a whole team of people here. So, and I really love this yogurt. It's great. If you don't want to spice it up with the herbs or get it fancy, it's great. Like this dish is great with just plain yogurt, you don't have to add any herbs or anything. Or if you're in a pinch for time, this is a not necessary step. Same with the dressing, actually, too. Like, there's no, this is just like a fun little extra that I've thrown in because, I don't know, it's fun to have dressings, and sometimes I dress my salads. A lot of the times I dress my salad with salt, pepper, and olive oil. But sometimes it's nice to have a dressing that's already made in your fridge. And, oh, is Sarah here? Hey, Sarah. Are you cooking with us? You can, Sarah, you can turn your video on and unmute yourself if you have any questions or just want to say hey for a sec. And so far what we've done is we've caramelized our onions in some coconut oil and salt in a pan. So they're still going. And we made the lemon cumin dressing, which is a half cup of olive oil, about a tablespoon and a half of lemon juice, garlic clove, salt, pepper, and cumin. About a teaspoon of cumin? Yeah, a teaspoon. I may have said a tablespoon earlier, but I meant a teaspoon. So right here I have parsley, and you saw that I had it wrapped. I have my dill wrapped as well in a wet paper towel. So once you clean and prep your herbs, you can store them in the fridge like this. Sorry, I'm dropping so much stuff on the floor. You can clean and prep them, put them in your fridge like this. So this is, again, I'm not going to assume anyone. I'm going to assume anyone. I'm not going to assume that anyone knows anything. So this is something I learned from my grandma, who's watching right now. And she basically would say, oh, you can just wash them and you wrap it in a paper towel, lay them out flat on a paper towel, roll it up, and then they'll keep for like ever. Not really ever, but a long time. Because herbs tend to go really quickly. And I love herbs. And if you love cooking with herbs, this is a cool trick. So I'm just going to chop these. I'm going to give them a rough chop. So if you can see in the camera? Yeah. So I'm just going to, we're going to get close up. Oh, that's good. Great. So I'm just rough chopping it, and then I'm going to run my knife through it again. So I was telling someone the other day that I'm like, I wouldn't say I'm like the most skilled in the knife department. I actually hurt myself quite a bit with knives, but a lot of people are intimidated by knives. They're like, oh, I don't have knife skills. I don't know what to do. Just be careful, number one, and then like wing it, because you'll be fine. Oh, Mom, I told you I was going to wear an apron, but I didn't. This isn't such a messy meal to prepare, so everyone will be able to see my mom. All right, so we're just chopping away at the herbs. These onions are doing beautifully. Get them nice and brown. And if your onions are already caramelized, you can move ahead to the next step, which is, I will tell you in a second. First, I want to get the herbs in. So, ooh, I might need a bigger bowl.
The yogurt?
Yeah. I went yogurt happy in the bowl. The floury one is fine, like the pink flour one. Yeah. So I'll put the herbs. You know what I'll do? I'll actually put the herbs in the bottom of this bowl, and then I'll add my yogurt. And then we're going to do the same thing with the dill. And I'm a gardener who used to do this thing, like this fancy thing with the knife that I used to watch on TV. And I tried to do it once. I'm not going to try to do it because I don't really know how. But she does this thing where she goes like this, and like all the things come off. I'm just going to hack away at it because I think it's more efficient for me. And then you can like remove the big stems as you see them, but you can eat it all. You can eat it all. So this is some dill. I think, I forgot what I said the recipe called for. probably, my guess is a 4th cup of each, but you can eyeball it again. And just take like a nice chunk. Like with dill, I took about like a 1/3 of the bunch, and same with the parsley. So depending on the bunch sizes, trust yourself. You know what you're doing. You're in the McGabby camp now, so winging it is your new thing. That's what I do most of the time for all of my recipes in the kitchen. And so I want to teach you guys how to wing it too. That's the goal. So the goal is after this class, you can make this meal without the recipes. Like you won't have to look at it. You'll just say, oh, I caramelized an onion and I chopped some herbs, added them to yogurt, made a dressing. You'll have the ratios, and the more you come around, the more comfortable you'll get. So like the more cooking classes we have together, the more comfortable you'll get estimating for yourself what goes in what. And then the final thing that goes in yogurt is some lemon zest. So I have a zester, and I'm just gonna zest. I'm getting some juice in here too. That's okay because I'm using the lemon halves to zest. You said Mookie too. Viva's dog. Oh,
Mookie made a little guest appearance.
Oh, Mookie made a guest appearance. Yeah, my dogs are watching. They're avid cooks. They love cooking with me actually because I'm a little bit messier than my mom. So some food falls on the floor and I'm in the kitchen. And they like when that happens. Well, especially Mookie. Coco sometimes isn't fast enough. She's older. Where's my dressing? I'll add the rest of this to the dressing. Well, we can do that.
Are the lentils already boiling in the pot? I'm getting started a little late.
The lentils are not boiling in the pot yet, but you can do that. So for the lentils, so that was the step that I was going to tell you guys that if you wanted, you can get a head start on. So on my pot here, my lentils, I'm pouring them in. And then for this lentil step, so we're going to use 3 cups of water, but that's going to be in the rice step. Right now, what we're going to do is cover the lentils with water. So not too much water, probably like this much. So I don't know if you guys can see, maybe I'll hold it up. This is gonna fall, can you? Mm-hmm. So,
So what is this?
This is the lentils. So just slightly cover them with water, this is not including the 3 cups. So just put the lentils in the pot. Oops, wait, camera down. Lentils in the pot and cover them with water. Like just cover them, and then you can boil that and then set a 15-minute timer, and that will be when they are ready. But you're gonna keep them in the pot.
You want me to do that?
What? Yeah, sure, you can do that over there. But just keep an eye on them while these are going. So we're getting a head start too. It's heating up. Yes, it is heating up, Alana. Really heating up. Yeah, I know. Can you see the like steam coming off this? Heating up. What?
Sarah says, love this shirt.
Love the shirt. Aw, yeah, I know. Hubby. See, everyone loves the shirt, Mom. She was concerned. So I'm just gonna get a trivet for my cast iron. So we have these lovely trivets. These actually have clothes in it, so when you put something hot on it, it's got a nice smell. I haven't really noticed the smell part of it, so I think we've had them for a number of years. I trust that it's there. So I'm going to keep caramelizing these for a little bit, and then we're going to finish the yogurt. So I added the lemon zest, the herbs, and that's it, the bowl. And I'm going to add the yogurt. And then all we're going to add to this is some salt and pepper, but honestly, you don't even really need it because everything else is so flavorful. But we'll do it anyway because that's what the recipe is. We'll just do crack a pepper
We'll do whatever Nona says.
We'll do whatever Nona says. I know. I'm listening to myself, following my own directions. So just gonna give it a mix. Very green and herby. So this is also good for, you can have this with eggs.
Michelle says, do I include stems when I cut the parsley?
I include
cuts or take off the leaves?
I include the stems, but I kind of cut the parsley where. Can you bring on the parsley from the fridge? There, I cut it where the leaves begin. It's in the drawer. I cut it off where the leaves begin, but here, I'll show you. So we have a lot of parsley, one of my favorite herbs. So I basically like chop it off like here, and then all this gets put in. All this part gets put in. Well, I didn't use a whole bunch, but about a third of a bunch. All right, so yogurt is all mixed and ready to go. Can you show? Beautiful. And we're gonna refrigerate that.
Chopped herbs plus salt and pepper mixed into the yogurt.
And there's lemon zest.
Red lemon zest.
Yeah. Do I include stems? Okay. You're welcome, Michelle. Cool. So I'm going to turn this off because these are pretty much caramelized, and I'll give you guys a closer look in a second, but I'm going to set them aside. Actually, I'll show you first. I think you can see. So they're like brown and a little crispy, a little brown. You can crisp them more if you'd like. They're still in the cast iron. The cast iron is pretty hot. Can you bring the lentils back?
Mm-hmm.
And now I'm going to bring the lentils back. Did you set a timer?
Yeah, it was only on for 3 minutes.
Okay. Well, they're not really boiling, so thank you. And there's already, I'll just add a little bit more water. We just want them to get soft because they cook at a different speed than the rice. All right. And now, while that's going, we will get our salad together, which is the easy part. So basically, this is like, when you go to a workout class and they're like, all right, we did the 5-minute sprint, like blah, blah, blah. Now's the cool down. This is basically the cool down of this meal because it's really fast. So we're going to get all of our salad chopped, and I'm going to move this out of the way. I don't think we need it in here anymore. And my lentils are still cooking. You can probably hear them. They should go in the fridge. It's steamy over here. Things are heating up. As long as this. So I have 1 head of rosemary. Romaine lettuce. It's a pretty big head, so we'll see how much I use, but I watched the whole thing. And I'm just gonna chop it up pretty thinly because that's what my mom taught me. Not as thin as she does it because she's really special and can do things I can't. So as thin as you can. Don't go crazy and don't cut yourself. Most important thing. So if you are saving your fingers by cutting bigger chunks of lettuce, I salute you. And so we're aiming for this. Oopsie, got in my yogurt. So Jess is giving you an up close shot, and
Your mom thinks this is hilarious. What do you think, Habiba?
You can unmute yourself. Is that good?
Pretty
Mom?
good.
You approve of my thing? Hers is really, really thin. My grandma also cuts it really thin, but my mom is very special. Oops. So I don't think I'm gonna end up using the whole thing, but I'll chop a little more. Actually, maybe I will. We'll eat it tomorrow. All right. Jess is giving me weird looks that I don't understand. I'm just gonna go.
I think just that.
So staying with it, staying with the thin slice, because it'll be good. It'll be like a little bowl of wonders where you get a bite of everything. Oopsie. See, be very careful when you're chopping. So we have our lettuce. I think this is plenty. All right, so lettuce chopped. And my lentils are going. Just give them a little stir. Great, still going, boiling. Make sure you check on yours. And then we have, I'm gonna add some cucumbers, tomatoes, peppers. You guys all have this on your list. So these are really little peppers. I told you guys one pepper, but this is about the size of one pepper, these two baby ones. So we wanted to diversify the color because it's always fun to have color in your bowl. So I'm gonna cut the peppers now. And what I do is usually I cut them in half and like break them open and rip out this middle bit and toss that in my garbage bowl. That's the other thing. I have a compost garbage bowl near me at all times because it makes cooking much easier. So you can have everything disposable and you don't have to keep walking back to your garbage can. Unless you have a garbage can that's in very close proximity, very convenient. But most people don't like to have their garbage cans out because they're not the nicest things to look at. So you just take a little bowl and you create it for your little garbage station, and then you can either throw it in the real trash when you're done, or just hide it behind a curtain like I do. And I'm just gonna slice so I'm slicing the peppers like this, and then these are gonna get chopped more. So we're doing a slice, and they're gonna be really small cubes. So get that slice there, and then we're gonna cube them up. So line them up in a row and just cut little cubes. Doesn't have to be perfect. Just get them small enough, or for like if you're the type of person, some people like really big veggies. I know this is called a chopped salad. And make sure the water doesn't totally evaporate from your lentils. So if you need to keep adding a little bit of water, just keep checking them. I have them right next to me, so it's easy for me to see. So and this is a really hot burner. So if you have like a normal, electric burner, it shouldn't be a problem. But this is like super like turbo burner I got from Chinatown. Very, very good. I recommend if you ever cook on the go, which I don't think anyone really does, but I don't know. There are other cooking teachers in the audience. This is a great hack. You can message me for the details.
The Chinatown hack.
For the Chinatown hack. Okay, so we have our yellow pepper in, and I'm just gonna create a piece of this pepper that fell off. So that's a fun thing about cooking. You can eat while you cook. It's not really the easiest for me to eat and talk though, so I think I'm gonna stop. Eating and cooking is fine. Eating and talking doesn't really work for me. So doing the same thing with the orange pepper. So you might have a red pepper, you might have a green pepper, whatever pepper you like is cool with me. Nona doesn't discriminate against any pepper colors or any movie colors. And we're just gonna get them as small as possible. Oh, I didn't get. So we're gonna chop the cucumbers and tomatoes next. And you can get a head start if you're a faster chopper than I am. See, I'm not like the best knife skills wise, because I'm not classically trained, but I do what I can. I just make sure, number one goal is cut the veggies out your fingers. Number two goal is make it look nice. So it's never worth your fingers. That's all I have to say. All right, so these are done, chopped. Probably not as small as my mom would like. What do you think? Size, like about the size of my thumb, a little end of my thumb. But I have small hands, so measure your own hands. I'm to see what you think. All right, these are good. So we're still chopped. Actually, has it been 15 minutes? What are we on?
It's been 11 minutes.
Okay, so in 4 more minutes. So we'll do the cucumbers and then we'll cut the cucumbers and then we will deal with the Mujaddara. Okay, so I'm just, these are definitely not going to be as small as my mom would like them, but she's not eating the salad. So I just slice them in half long ways and then in quarters, and I'm keeping them together like this. I don't know if you can see, maybe it's off the screen now. So like this, and then we'll do a quick chop. I'll slice them thinly. And we'll just do a quick chop. Yay. And the lentils are cooking away. All right, great. So we have 1 cucumber. I think 1 cucumber might be enough. What do you think?
I think so too.
Yeah, so my cucumbers are kind of big. I'll just leave 1 cucumber. And then we'll add my radishes. I'll save the tomatoes for last. Will you give me that serrated knife for the tomatoes? So my tomato trick is, I have this really sharp knife, which will work on the tomatoes, but I like using a serrated knife for tomatoes because it makes it much easier to cut them and they don't slip away as easily. Eating on the job. This is the perks of being a chef. So I have these icicle radishes. So I just slice them in half like this. The icicle radishes, they look like icicles, but this one's sliced in half. And I cut this is what it looks like, not sliced in half, but I cut the little cheek off. But they look like stalactites, stalagmites. I forget which one comes from the ceiling. The ones that come from up here.
I think stalactites.
Stalactites, stalagmites come from the ground up. But they also look the same way. They just grow this way. Stalagmites, stalactites. Anyway, so I cut them in half, and then I'll cut them in half again. But I didn't cut them all the way. You see how it's still together? This is my little trick. So that's why I keep the little bell on. So I put them on the cutting board, and then I'll just cut it, slice it really thinly. So we're just making a chopped salad, guys. Oops, I think I threw, I threw the choop cheeks. This is what the choop cheeks, I put it in the wrong bowl. I put it in the salad bowl instead of the garbage bowl. So choop cheek in Hebrew is like a little end bit. For those of you who think I'm speaking gibberish. I kind of am, but it's okay. That's what's fun. And then I'm doing the same thing with my other radish. And if you have regular radishes, you can do this as well, or just cut them into little cubies. So I'm cutting them pretty small. I don't know if you can see, about the size of my fingernail, but again, I have soft, small nails. So, however, it's just as small as you can get it. Make it look pretty to your eyes. You know, beauty's really subjective, right? And now final radish. And I think my lentils are done, right? Is that what that was? So what I'm gonna do is, ooh, yeah, great. So I'm gonna add another little tablespoon of coconut oil to this. Ooh. And we have my rice, 2 cups of rice, right? They're going straight in. I hope this is big enough. Should be. Give it a little stir. And then, so I didn't add the water yet. I'm just stirring it, giving it a little toast. Maybe it's going to give you an up-close shot. Rice and lentils stirring together. We're going to move fast because we don't want this to burn. So I'm just gonna add a little more salt. I'll add more salt when the water's added, and then stir it up. And then we'll add the 3 cups of water and bring it to a boil. So to the lentils, they should be like partly soft. Really hot. I'm okay, guys, don't worry. This whole burner gets so hot. So now adding water in, 3 cups of water. I'm going to turn up the heat. So now we're really heating up these winters. And then I'll add a little bit more salt, another pinch of salt. Thank you. Great. And now we'll turn it up even more to a boil. So my stove, this little stove, boils up real fast, which is cool for teaching purposes. And that you can keep the oil, you can get milk, the dressing, and so now I have a scallion. I didn't put a scallion on the list because I didn't think there was any, but I found this one like shriveling scallion in my fridge and it was looking really sad. So I was like, maybe I'll include this in this meal and it won't have to be so lonely. Oh, did that run out? I think so. I think I need that. Do you know where the other one is? So my burner just ran out. That means I've been using it. But have no fear. We have more propane here. Let's see. Propane, is that a song that goes? So you're watching the behind the scenes of Mujaddara assembly. Great. Ooh. I don't know why it's not going on. Keep boiling your lentils and rice. Yeah, maybe the dust is stronger than my crusty. Doesn't need to be open. It's not like in. No, it's not because you have to push it down like this. But I can't. Let me try. Ah! You can do it. Put your back into it. Okay. Well, since I did this before a few times, maybe it just needs to be because when I yes, I move it to the stove. Okay. We'll just wing it. So I'm chopping my scallion, and then I'll deal with that in a second. So I'm just chopping it really thinly, and this will be the topping. Also, scallions make a great garnish. Thank you. And they make things look really pretty. I'll move more towards the center in a sec. So I just slice them pretty thin. There's not that many because it's just one scallion. So there we go. I'll just put them in this bowl for now. Because those on top. And so far my salad looks like this. Look at this rainbow. Eat the rainbow. My favorite hashtag. So finally we'll add the, is it boiling, Jeff?
I figured out what the problem was.
What?
You had the flame on, so the flame needs to be off.
Oh, that makes sense. All right,
Yeah.
cool. So
Problem solved.
great. And turn off the flame with your portable burner. This was definitely a problem that I had once before. I think I was filming the video. Where's the top? No. Perfect. Okay. So now we just have a little bit of a different setup. I'm going to bring it to a boil. And while that's going, this should happen very soon because it's a really quick burner. So I have my serrated knife. So you see how it has little teeth. And this is my tomato slicing knife. So I have these beautiful little heirloom tomatoes that we'll use. And I'm just going to cut them up in a small way. I just quartered them. If you have larger tomatoes, you can make little cubes. I usually use plum tomatoes, my mom usually uses plum tomatoes. But these are all different shapes and sizes, so I'll just wing it and cut that up. So get chopping. How's everyone doing, by the way? Feel free to unmute yourself and let me know where you are, if you're lost. How's it going? Any favorite things? Okay, thank you. That was the last comment. It was from Michelle, but feel free to unmute yourself. Your hands might be dirty, I know, but if you have a friend there with you, like I do, I can help you out. And hopefully you are all on.
Mookie's having a great time.
Yeah, Mookie looks like he's having a great time. I think he's watching me on the big screen in my mom's house. I don't know how she streamed me to the television. We'll have to, that's something we'll have to look into. Because that would be convenient. I don't know, I mean, we don't have a TV in our kitchen, but I know a lot of people do, so that would be cool. Food Network in the kitchen. And this is, are you boiling? No, not yet boiling. And how are you doing that? Oh, it's 7:27. Perfect. So I'm just going to chop a few more tomatoes. And we are basically there. Just this guy needs to cook, which will take about 20 minutes. Probably should have got it started earlier. That's okay. The rice cooks pretty quickly. And we're just rough chopping the tomatoes. Whoops, careful of your fingers. Or careful of my fingers, I should say. I'm sure your fingers are fine. And my final tomato. So if you're not going to eat, I mean, if you're not going to eat the salad right away, I wouldn't put the tomatoes on just yet because tomatoes make salad soggy, but some people like soggy salad. So if you like soggy salad, that's totally cool. I usually save tomatoes for last, but since we're probably going to sit down in the next few minutes, I went ahead and put them on. Now I'm just going to top it with my scallions. Pretty little dish. I'm going to, now the pot that I have my onions in is a little less warm, so I'm going to just scoop them into a side dish. And then eventually, so what's going to happen is, I think this is boiling, so I'm covering it and I'm going to lower it. Ooh, my favorite song. Let me see your hands up. Okay. So I'm stewing my mound of caramelized onions, which look really tasty and smell really tasty, into a bowl. You can also put them on a paper towel. If you want it to soak up, if you want them to soak up a little bit of the oil, not for me, but your choice. And that is basically it. So this is simmering right now for the next 20-ish minutes. We have our salad ready. It looks beautiful. We have our yogurt ready with a piece of lettuce in it. I'll eat, which also looks beautiful. We have our caramelized onions here, but these are not, we're not done with these yet. And we have our, what is this, dressing. lemon cumin dressing. So I have my 2 lemons over here, my 2 lemon halves, I should say, and I want to make sure I got all the juice out of them. So I'm gonna go back to this step and just get all the extra juice. There's still more. So this is about the juice of a whole lemon. I believe I wrote 1.5 tablespoons. You can add more if you like it really lemony. You could add less if you don't like it so lemony. I use a whole lemon, so whatever that is in tablespoons. Hard to say. Every lemon is different juice level. And also, fun fact, but if you've been around, you've probably heard me say this before, a room temperature lemon is easier to juice than a one that's been in the fridge, but a refrigerated lemon is easier to zest. So zest the cold ones, squeeze the warm ones. You can quote me on that. Yes, it's a comedy routine over here. All right, so this is going, and I'll just give this a final shake. Shake, shake, shake. This is the best way to make dressing in a jar. Then you can have it, or you can be really actually like legit and have like one of those dressing makers that you can shake them. They don't shake themselves, but you can shake them and you can serve the dressing in them. I mean, I guess you can serve it out of this, but the pour will be quite difficult. Let's see what else. Anyone have any questions for me? Any at all? I see Coco's getting ready for her nap. And Susan might be in her kitchen. And Ariel is on the couch, or not on the couch. I'm on the couch at Ariel's. So this is going, and we're gonna keep this on low for a little while. I'm just gonna stir it because it seems that all my lentils have floated to the top. So I'm just gonna give it a little stir. This is Mujaddara, guys. This is good. What do you think? Who's had Mujaddara before? Me. Jess has. I think Alana has. My mom definitely has. I don't know if Ariel has. Sarah Schulman might have. Oh my God, cool. I knew that.
You can talk now. Gabby?
Hi, Gabby.
Hi.
It's Martha, Susie's friend. What did you put the lentils into the rice?
Oh, wow. Why is it so echoey?
I'm gonna mute you. I'm gonna mute Gabby while you guys talk.
Hold this.
Okay. We just wanted to know.
Did I
put I'll put you, I'll
Just
tell you what we did.
Just wanted to know, did you put the lentils into the rice?
No, so the pot that the lentils were cooking in, I added the rice to that pot. They were cooking, so the lentils were cooking in water, just covering the lentils. Then I added the rice to the lentil pot, and then to that I added 3 cups of water and some salt, and then you bring that to a boil.
Stir it up.
Gabby, you added the rice to the lentils before the lentils were cooked?
Yeah. After the 15 minutes. So
Okay.
lentils on boil for 15 minutes, then add the rice, then add the water, then add the salt. I added a little coconut oil too.
So we cooked the rice separately,
Oh. Okay.
so we should add the cooked rice to the lentils?
So it's fully cooked?
Pretty much.
Yeah, you can add that, or just add the lentils to the cooking rice. Are the lentils done?
No, the rice is done before the lentils.
Okay. I don't know how. The goal is that they kind of end at the same time, so
5 more minutes.
Okay. You can add the rice once they're cooked and just mix it up, and then keep it on like a low flame. And then what we're going to do is when this is done, we're going to add the caramelized onions on top of it to steam a little bit. That's the whole way. So anybody else have a question?
Should the lentils be cooked with or without a cover?
Well, initially without, but you guys went on you guys are doing, are deviating a little bit, which is cool. So what did you do? You have them without?
Primarily without, but the last 5 minutes with.
Okay. And they are cooked or they're not cooked?
No.
Okay. So I would, and the rice is totally done.
Yes.
Yeah, okay. So I would cover the lentils and simmer them for a little bit, and then you'll add it together in the end.
Okay. Thank you.
So the cool thing about nonagami is you can't really make a mistake because you can always recover. So even if you didn't follow my exact instructions, I'm sure you will find a way to make it your own and still make it delicious. So no mistakes, you can do whatever you want. This is just like a guidance, it's my guidance to you. My rice looks like, you know what, I've never made rice on here. And it looks like I might need more water. Let's see. Oh, it's actually cooking, it's fun. My mom would say, don't put that spoon back in there. I'm going to add a little bit more salt. But she knows me, she knows that I will. But luckily, I'm only cooking for my friends who don't care. So I just added a teeny bit more salt. But it'll be fine because once this is cooked, which for me, I think is going to be a few more minutes. How's everyone else doing? Oh my God, I knew that's who that was. No. Sarah, I don't know.
Cocoa. She, like when you refer to cocoa.
When I refer to cocoa. Cool. Is there any water up in here? Just a drop. I'll add a little bit more water to make this. A few more, but we're basically done. So once this is fully, once the rice is fully cooked, oopsie, I'm just playing around with my flame. Once the rice is fully cooked, then we will add the onions on top so they can steam and infuse the rice. And it's going to be really delicious. But then you can move the onions, so you can serve it with the rice on top, on top of the rice, or you can have it separately. In my house, we've always served it separately. So we put the onions on and then we take the onions off. I don't know what the purpose of that is, because I always put them back on when I make my own plate. So it's up to you. You can keep the onions on. I'm going to wait a few more minutes for this to cook before I take it off. And if you guys have any more questions for me, I am around to answer them. Me and my mom are around to answer them. But in the meantime, I just want to let you know that you guys, one, I want to thank you guys all for being here and cooking with me. Two, I would love to see everything that you're making, so you can take photos, post pictures on Instagram, tag the nonagami, hashtag the nonagami, or just nonagami, hashtag nonagami, right? And then you can like my page on Facebook. It's called the nonagami as well. And
Just nonagami.
Oh, it is called just nonagami. Okay, sorry. So nonagami on Facebook, the nonagami on Instagram. I know it's confusing. But you'll get it. I have confidence in you. And so just be sure to tag me and post your pictures. I'd love to see them. And I also have a special announcement in honor of my birthday week. So in honor of my birthday week, I'm hosting this special free class, which I'm so happy so many people signed up for. And hopefully so many people will create this dish that has been a childhood staple for like ever. But I actually haven't had it in a really long time. So I was very excited to make it and share it with you guys. So I'm really excited to eat it in a little bit. But also, I'm hosting my next class in 2 weeks, August 22nd. It's also going to be virtual. So the same model. So you will be able to tune in live and cook along with me. And also you'll have access to the recording so you can watch it whenever you like. Watch Nana Gabby as you go to bed, hear my dad jokes, and watch me dance, and watch me cook, and maybe burn myself or not burn myself, and hopefully not injure myself. But you'll get the banter, you'll get the whole array, and you'll get awesome recipes. The next class is going to be Tuscan themed because I'm planning a trip to Italy, and I lived in Italy for 5 months when I was studying abroad in college, and it's amazing. So I'll give you a little teaser of the menu. It will be making heirloom tomato panzanella with a pesto vinaigrette, and we will also be making a white bean dip, which I love. I know some people are like, what, white beans on toast? But it's like this thing that they do in Italy, and it's so good. And it's really simple. Also, haven't had it in a really long time, so I'm excited to make it and share it with you. And then we're also going to be making a lemony herb chicken that will be made in the oven, very yummy. And finally, for dessert, we'll be making a blueberry and peach cobbler because, well, not really cobbler, I guess it's more of a crumble, but summer's ending, stone fruits are in season, and let's do this, you know, and we can top it off with some ice cream. So in honor of my birthday, you guys all get access to this class at the early bird price if you sign up before Friday this week. So we'll have the birthday discount going all week. So if you get the early bird discount, awesome. Can't wait to see you there. If not, you can still be late. You can be late to the party. Being late to the party doesn't mean that you can't come, but you just won't get the early bird discount. So that is going to be valid through Friday, August 11th, one day after my birthday. So you have the one extra day at 11:59 p.m. So definitely sign up before then if you want to get the discount. And I can't wait to see you there. So I'll place the link in the comments in the chat, but also you guys will all get an email. Everyone that signed up for this class will get an email, so don't worry if you don't get it right away. You don't have to sign up like right this minute, although if you really want to, I definitely encourage it.
I do have a question.
You do have a question. Okay. Yay. Me and my mom will tune in from Woodstock. Yay. And then Jennifer says, yeah. No, I haven't had this dish before. Sarah, you've never had this dish before? Never heard of it. Thanks for introducing it. Okay, the fruit is just wondering about alternatives.
Question is about.
The question, I can't see it. Can you read it to me?
Yeah, Jennifer says, is coconut oil your fat of choice? Any other fats you might use?
It is my fat of choice just because it's easy and it's non-dairy. I also like butter. Or ghee, but those are my top. So I would say in order: coconut oil, ghee, which is clarified butter, and then regular butter. But the ghee and the clarified butter, the ghee and the regular butter I use for different things, but for like general even flavored things, I use coconut oil. But if you don't like coconut oil, you could use olive oil. Some people don't like the taste of coconut, which I totally understand. I personally don't taste it. I don't taste the difference, but maybe it's because I'm immune to it because I keep cooking with it. And use ghee for your onions. They were super good. Yes, ghee gives everything like a really nutty flavor, but some people don't eat dairy, so I usually, like if I'm hosting, and I always have coconut oil around, I don't always have butter or ghee around, so it's kind of my go-to. Grapeseed's a great alternative, but I don't use it that much.
Next question, where did the scallions go?
The scallions go on top of the salad. You have scallions, Susan? That was the last minute insertion of mine.
She always has scallions.
Yeah. So, yeah. Go you. Always prepared. I just had a rotting scallion, so I didn't want it to die alone. So I added it to my salad. So my rice looks like it's pretty done. I'm just gonna give it a little taste. Giving it a little fluff. I think my pot's too small.
It's definitely too small.
my team's laughing at me. So I'm giving it a little stir to get the even distribution. Use a bigger pot. 2 cups of rice is a lot. I usually make like half a cup. And I use this pot. This is like one of my favorite pots though. So I wanted to include it in my special Nona Gabby birthday debut. But this is basically done.
I did do the pot.
Debut the pot, I know. I think this pot's been in like all my classes, you know? So I can't leave it out. So, now I have my onions, so I'm just gonna scoop these on top. So it looks like a little onion pile. And my burner's still on, it's still on low. And this is going to, so I'm just gonna smash them in there here. There we go. And we're gonna put the top on for a few more minutes. Yeah, this is a really small pot for two cups of rice.
And lentils.
No, and lentils. Oh yeah, and 1 cup of lentils. Yeah, I think 2 cups of rice would have been fine, but I added the lentils. So that's going for a few more minutes. But other than that, we're done. So if anyone has any more questions, did anyone leave? Looks like else here. Oh, Daniela. I think Daniela left. Hi, Daniela. Suze, do you have another question? Viva. If the rice is ready, Mom's giving me tips. Put the onions. Yeah, put the onions on. Well, why don't you put it on the rice? Is the rice off? You can put the onions on the rice. It just so it infuses the flavor. So, getting onion on my face. So what we did was we added, the rice and lentils are all in the same pot for us. So we put the onions on top of the rice and lentil mixture. So for you, you can either do that on top of the lentils or on top of the rice. I would suggest doing it on top of the rice. And then just like covering it so it steams a little bit. And then we will be basically done. I'm gonna turn this off. I'll turn it off in a few minutes. The rice, because if it's mostly ready, you want to turn the rice off so it doesn't burn. But I think that mine can use like 2 more minutes. So I am going to clear this off and hang out for a few more minutes. If you guys have any questions, I'll make my, well, I can't really make my bowl yet because my rice isn't totally ready, but I will make it in a second. But if you have any questions, feel free to unmute yourself.
Should we dress the salad?
Oh yeah, we'll dress the salad. You have tongs. So I'll just do a little salad dress while we wait. I'm gonna turn this off actually. And you guys don't have to dress the salad. I'm gonna do it because I have company here. And So I'm not going to use all of it, obviously, because it's a lot. But I'll do a little drizzle.
So pretty.
Probably about half. But yeah, so you can get a closer look. Are these clean, Jess? Okay. Great. So just, I like to toss the salad with tongs because it gets everything incorporated, but it's not as pretty now because all you see is the green. So I'll toss it together. And that is that. Okay, so my rice is pretty much ready. I'm going to wrap up here. Maybe, actually, I'll make a little quick bowl so you can see how I eat it. First, I'm going to, where does the bowl for the onions go? No, get me. So, exactly. Okay. And, great. So, I'm just going to scoop these off. I'll show you how it's done. But I think and you smell the fragrant onions. So you'll get some rice when you scoop these off, but that's okay. This was like my favorite part. Like I would eat the rice and onion mixture that my mom would scoop off, and then no one would have onions. So I'm just gonna take, for my self-serving, I'm gonna take some rice. Oops. My paper for where everything goes. So I put a little bit of rice down. Then I'll have some of my dressed salad on top. Well, so this is what I would do actually as a kid. I would have this, and then I would have a few bites of it like this. Then I would add yogurt, and then I'd be like, oh, that's good. And then I'd have like a few bites with yogurt, so I could try the different intonation. Then final step was, okay, now I'm ready to add some salad to my plate. Then I added the salad, and then I mixed it all together. So this doesn't look so pretty,
Onions?
but it's really good. Oh yeah, the onions, yeah, I forgot. And then I would add the onions. So my onion bowl is like piled high, and I'll put the onions in. So yeah, oops. First step, okay, let me revise my statement. So the first thing I would do was, first thing I would do is steal the onion bowl and eat that. Then the second thing I would do is I would put a scoop of rice in the bowl with the onions on top, of course, have a few bites, see how I like that. Then I added the yogurt, had a few bites, see how I like that. Then finally added the salad and mixed it all together. So I was an interesting kid. I'm an interesting adult / Nona. And you know, we're all interesting people. I'm so happy that you guys were all here and that we were able to share this special birthday free class, and that now you guys know a little recipe from my childhood. And I hope you enjoy it. Let me know what you think. As always, please tag me in any photos that you take and post them. And you can tag the Nona Gabby and hashtag Nona Gabby. And on Facebook, I am Nona Gabby. So like my page, follow me on Instagram. I think most of you do already. And I'll see you around. And don't forget about, Mom's giving me thumbs up. Don't forget about my class on August 22nd. Get your early bird ticket by August 11th. We're taking it to Tuscany. And it's gonna be really cool. Under the Tuscan sun. We'll be metaphorically under the Tuscan sun. I'll be under the New York sun. Eventually I will be under the Tuscan sun. And you can follow me on the Nona Gabby and see Nona Gabby travel adventures from there. Do we have another question? Yay, Nona Gabby, you're the best. Oh, thank you. Yay, thanks for sharing. Wonderful and so yummy cooking. Yay. So I'm glad you guys enjoyed this. And again, for those of you who don't know me, welcome. For those of you who are watching the recording, also welcome. And I feel like you guys were here with me the whole time. And be sure to take advantage of the early bird discount for the next class. And I can't wait to see you guys again at the next Nona Gabby adventure. Big hugs and kisses. And everyone has the email, thenonagabby@gmail.com. So if you have any questions about any of the recipes, feel free to email me. I will answer you. Alrighty, let the bird